Innovation and design thinking. Multiple choice questions, MCQ, with answers. Model question paper. By J. Babu. What is design thinking? A method facilitated by UX designers. A process for creative problem solving. A process to teach design to non-designers. A methodology developed to discard old design methods. Answer. B. A process for creative problem solving. Explanation. Design thinking is a framework or a tool for problem solving, ideally for dealing with unknown or ill-defined problems. 2. Which of the following principles are not considered for design thinking? Embrace experimentation. Human-centric design. Profit-centric. Pattern identification for problem solving. Answer. C. Profit-centric. Explanation. Main principle of design thinking is human-centric design but not the profit-centric design. 3. To empathize, one has to observe, engage, listen. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. Empathy is an intentional attempt to understand and uncover the real unspoken needs of the users. This is possible only when you engage, observe, and listen the customer viewpoints about the product or service. 4. Which of the following are not tools of visualization? Maps, images, stories, videos. Answer. C. Stories. Explanation. Tools of visualization can be maps, images, and videos. 5. Storytelling is the most compelling type of story, oral, visual, textual. All of the above. Answer. B. Visual. Explanation. Visual storytelling is the most compelling as compared to oral and textual. 6. What happens in the test stage of design thinking? You conduct a written test of your design team. You allow consumers to test a product or service. You engage in internal testing with employees. You test products designed by competitors. Answer. B. You allow consumers to test a product or service. Explanation. In the test stage, we will allow consumers to test a product or service to get their feedback for further refinement and improvement. 7. Collecting is an important portion of testing a prototype in the test stage of design thinking. Pictures, money, feedback, emails. Answer. C. Feedback. Explanation. In the test stage, we will allow consumers to test a prototype to get their feedback for further refinement and improvement. 8. Mind maps are used to ideas, generate, visualize, structure. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. Mind maps are used to generate, visualize, and structure the ideas. 9. Journey mapping is also called mapping, path, experience, conduct, feedback. Answer. B. Experience mapping. Explanation. Journey mapping is also called experience mapping as it maps the customer experiences at the different points of time using the product or service. 10. Which of the following are not tools of design thinking? Co-creation, prototyping, mind mapping, online marketing. Answer. D. Online marketing. Explanation. Except online marketing, all others given above are tools of design thinking. 11. Which of these are not components of a mind map? Branches, arrows, central idea. All of the above are components. Answer. D. All of the above are components. Explanation. See the figure. 12 journey mapping maps which phase of activity of service for a customer. Before a service. During a service. After a service. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. Journey mapping is also called experience mapping as it maps the customer experiences at the different points of time before, during and after using the product or service. 13 is used with the objective of identifying needs that customers are often unable to articulate. Mind mapping. Experience mapping. Storytelling. Rapid concept development. Answer. B. Experience mapping. Explanation. Journey mapping is also called experience mapping, is used in identifying the needs that customers are often unable to articulate. 14. Value chain analysis examines how an organization interacts with value chain partners to new offerings. Produce. Market. Distribute. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. Value chain analysis examines how an organization interacts with value chain partners to produce, market, and distribute. 15. A prototype is a simple experimental model of a proposed solution used to test ideas. Validate ideas. Both. None of the above. Answer. C. Both. Explanation. The purpose of prototyping is to test and also validate the good ideas. 16. A hypothesis is a wished-for result that the researcher concludes the research with. A complicated set of sentences that pulls variables into proposed complex relationships. A conjecture that is grounded in support background originating from secondary research. None of the above. Answer. C. A conjecture that is grounded in support background originating from secondary research. Explanation. A hypothesis is a conjecture that is grounded in support background originating from secondary research. 17. Learning launches are designed to test the key underlying value-generating assumptions of a potential new growth initiative in the marketplace. True. False. Cannot be said. Answer. A. True. Explanation. Learning launches is the study for designer to explore the fundamental assumptions of total production potential for new growth in the marketplace. In contrast to the complete release of a new product, the learning implementation is a quick and inexpensive learning test to collect market-driven data. 18. What is your first model design of a product called? Draft. Rough draft. Prototype. Practice design. Answer. C. Prototype. Explanation. The first model or design of a product called prototype. 19. To ideate is to rapidly change. When you create a 3D model of your design. The process for creating and sharing ideas where you use images and sketches instead of words to describe your idea. When you brainstorm ideas, get feedback, create an initial design, share the design, and iterate. Answer. D. When you brainstorm ideas, get feedback, create an initial design, share the design, and iterate. Explanation. Ideation stage is really brainstorming stage. Design thinkers generate as many logical ideas to solve the problems which was defined in the define STG. Generally, the ideas generated in this stage are rough ideas and acts as an initial designs which can be shared and iterated for improvement. 20. In design, where does the information used to put together a problem statement come from? The design stage. The define stage. The empathize stage. The testing stage. Answer. B. The define stage. Explanation. In define stage, the information collected during the empathize stage is put together as a problem statement. 21. A case study is a research strategy. An empirical inquiry. A descriptive and exploratory analysis. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. A case study is a research strategy and an empirical inquiry that investigates a phenomenon within its real-life context. Case studies are based on an in-depth investigation of a single individual, group or event to explore the causes of underlying principles. 22. Which is not a good interview strategy for the empathy step? Encourage the person to talk about experiences. Encourage short answers that get right to the point. Ask follow-up questions to get more information. Try to uncover needs people may or may not be aware of. Answer. B. Encourage short answers that get right to the point. Explanation. Empathy is an intentional attempt to understand and uncover the real unspoken needs of the users. This is possible only when you encourage the person to talk about experiences and ask follow-up questions to get more information. When you encourage short answers that get right to the point that will not give an opportunity to get more information and insights about the true need of users. 23. Which is not an aspect of the defined step of design thinking? A. Create a composite user to give perspective to the solution. B. Develop a point of view statement to state user's need. C. Define as many possible solutions to the problem as possible. D. Recognize a challenge with a how might we question. Answer. C. Define as many possible solutions to the problem as possible. Explanation. In ideation step, designers generate as many solutions as possible to the problem, but not in define step. 24 is an analysis of persons, groups, events, decisions, periods, policies, institutions or other systems that are studied holistically by one or more methods. Literature study. Case study. Co-creation. Prototyping. Answer. B. Case study. Explanation. Case study is an analysis of persons, groups, events, decisions, periods, policies, institutions or other systems that are studied holistically by one or more methods. 25. MVP stands for Minimum Viable Product. Maximum Viable Product. Most Viable Product. None of above. Answer. A. Minimum Viable Product. Explanation. Main concept in design thinking while prototyping is fail early, fail fast and fail cheap. This means minimum resources are to be used during the prototyping, yet the product should satisfy the user's needs. Thus the prototyping is named alternatively as minimum viable product. 26. At what step do you want to complete the POV point of view? Empathy. B. Prototype. C. Define. D. Ideate. Answer. C. Define. Explanation. In the define, we want to complete the POV point of view of the customer regarding the product or service. When you want to create an actionable problem statement, which is commonly known as the point of view (POV), in designing thinking you should always base your point of view on a deeper understanding of your specific users, their needs, and your most essential insights about them. 27. Design thinking principles do not include feasibility, viability, desirability, credibility. Answer. D. Credibility. Explanation. Design thinking yields innovation by combining the three important components: human desirability, technical feasibility, and economic viability. 28. The final step in the design process is to test, define, ideate, empathize. Answer: A. Test. Explanation. There are 5 steps of design thinking. In the order they are: emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Hence the final step is test. 29. The purpose of MVP is not be able to test a product hypothesis with maximum resources, accelerate learning, reduce wasted engineering hours, get the product to early customers as soon as possible. Answer: A. Be able to test a product hypothesis with maximum resources. Explanation. Main concept in design thinking while prototyping is fail early, fail fast, and fail cheap. This means minimum resources are to be used during the prototyping, yet the product should satisfy the user's needs. Thus the prototyping is named alternatively as minimum viable product. 30. The 3 I's of design thinking do not include: A. Interest, B. Implementation, C. Inspiration, D. Ideation. Answer: A. Interest. Explanation. See the figure. Design thinking do not include interest. 31. Rashmi is creating a new product for architectural college students. She takes a design thinking approach. Her first step is addressing who she is creating the product for, and conducts research on understanding the market. What is this step in the design thinking process? Define. B. Ideate. C. Empathize. D. Prototype. Answer: C. Empathize. Explanation. Empathize is the first step in design thinking approach to understand the user's or market true needs. 32. Collaborative teamwork is essential in design thinking for equal importance to all members. Solving multifaceted problems. Unbiased selection of ideas. Better failure management. Answer: B. Solving multifaceted problems. Explanation. Design thinking is a framework or a tool for problem solving, ideally for dealing with unknown or ill-defined problems. Hence, it is an effective tool for solving multifaceted or multidimensional and complex problems which need the collaborative teamwork of multidisciplinary team members. 33. Design thinking is best suited to addressing problems at the intersection of business and society, logic and emotion, human needs and economic demands. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Explanation. Design thinking can be effectively applied for any type of problems which includes business and society, logic and emotion, human needs and economic demands. 34. Frank Robinson defined and coined the term design thinking. Mind mapping. MVP. Hypothesis. Answer: C. MVP. Explanation. A minimum viable product, MVP, is a version of a product with just enough features to be usable by early customers who can then provide feedback for future product development. The term MVP was coined and defined by Frank Robinson and popularized by Steve Blank and Eric Ries. 35. Design thinking process began with the following 3 steps: understand, improve, apply. Define, ideate, build. Study, solve, create. Understand, ideate, create. Answer: A. Understand, improve, apply. Explanation. Design thinking process began with understand, improve, and apply. 36 user persons are created during which phase of design process? Design stage, discover stage, develop stage. None of the above. Answer D. None of the above. Explanation. The research that goes into forming user personas usually happens early in the design process. In the design thinking process, designers often start creating personas during the second phase, the define phase. 37 was IDEO's first expression of design thinking. Deep design, deep dive, deep structure, study dive. Answer B. Deep dive. Explanation. The deep dive was IDEO's first expression of design thinking process, which aired live on ABC Nightline back in the late 90s. The deep dive process comprises of the following steps: understand, observe, visualize, evaluate, and implement. 38 helps the design team and client to visualize and handle the design concept, define. Ideate, empathize, prototype. Answer D. Prototype. Explanation. Prototype helps the design team and client to visualize and handle a design concept. 39. Human-centric design was reinterpreted as an acronym to mean hear, create, deliver. Hear, create, design. Hold, create, deliver. Hear, compile, deliver. Answer A. Hear, create, deliver. Explanation. The HCD process, human-centered design, was reinterpreted as an acronym to mean hear, create, deliver. 40. The ultimate goal of design thinking is to help you design better. A. Services. B. Products. C. Experiences. D. All of above. Answer D. All of above. Explanation. Design thinking can be applied to help to design better for products, services, and experiences. 41. Design thinking typically is a nonlinear process, linear process, cyclic process. None of the above. Answer A. Nonlinear process. Explanation. See the figure. Design thinking is a nonlinear process. 42. In the create phase, we do not recognize existing knowledge in the challenge space. Recruit participants for the co-design task from a diverse pool of those affected. Maintain awareness of sensitivities by avoiding judgments. Encouraging storytelling and expression. Answer A. Recognize existing knowledge in the challenge space. Explanation. In the create phase, we do not recognize existing knowledge in the challenge space, rather we explore more number of ideas. 43. Design thinking has nothing to do with graphic design, nothing to do with architectural design, very little to do with UI and UX design, everything to do with products that succeed. Answer D. Everything to do with products that succeed. Explanation. For design thinking, everything to do with the products that succeed. 44. Is the way to narrow down the thoughts to reach at the final solution, convergent thinking, divergent thinking. None of them. Both of them. Answer A. Convergent thinking. Explanation. The way to narrow down the thoughts to reach at the final solution is called convergent thinking. 45. Design thinking is also known as A. Adaptable Enquiry, B. Strategic design thinking, C. Transformation by design, D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. Explanation. Design thinking, also known as adaptable enquiry, strategic design thinking, and transformation by design. 46. Design thinking follows Waterfall Model. Agile Methodology. Both of these. None of these. Answer. B. Agile Methodology. Explanation. Design thinking follows Agile Methodology. 47. The goal of the prototype phase is to understand what component of your idea didn't work. To understand what component of your idea work. Both of them. None of them. Answer. C. Both of them. Explanation. In prototype phase, we will develop the prototypes based on the different ideas that are generated during the ideation phase. Some of the ideas will fail and some may give success. We will understand what component of idea did not work and what component of idea work. 48. BPM stands for Building Product Management. Business Product Management. Business Process Management. Basic Product Management. Answer. C. Explanation. Business Process Management, BPM, is a way of breaking down business processes into their most basic elements, the tasks and activities a business carries out. 49 is an iterative and incremental method of managing development and design. Waterfall Model. Agile Methodology. Cyclic Methodology. All of the above. Answer. B. Agile Methodology. Explanation. Agile is an iterative and incremental method of managing development and design. See the figure. 50. Which of the following sequence is incorrect for waterfall methodology? Define, design, develop, test, deploy. Define, develop, design, test, deploy. Define, design, develop, deploy, test. Design, define, develop, test, deploy. Answer. A. Define, design, develop, test, deploy. Explanation. See the figure. The correct sequence is define, design, develop, test, deploy. Thanks for watching. Comment for any suggestions. Like, share and subscribe for more model question papers.